Hey guys, it's a long time since I've even done a video. I've popped on quick. I just wanted to say, like, I am not fooled with the whole Doris thing, okay? I've known this for ages, that he was going to resign, so it's no shock to me. And I'm sure a lot of people in Britain want him to resign, which is fair enough, and he's not great, is he? But the alternative, I think, is going to be worse, which I know you're probably going to find hard to believe. But Keir Starmer will have us on lockdowns, without a doubt. And I think they're going to do a snap election. Keir Starmer will then come into power. He's into lockdowns. He also flouted the rules like Boris did, but we don't hear about that so much, do we? But he did. So he was flouting the rules when we were all on lockdown as well. You might want to look that up, guys. And I feel so sad for the British people, you know. At the end of the day, everybody was so looking forward to going on holiday. The flights were all being cancelled. I was very fortunate to be able to get away. I had a lovely week in Greece, and I was a couple of weeks before this travel stuff started. So I do feel dreadfully sorry for everyone who's having their flights cancelled. But the country is in disarray and a total mess. Cyprus now have brought the masks back. Masks are increasing around at the moment. I think they are, where I am. And, they're talking about new variants. Boris has now stepped down. He doesn't want to be part of it. And all of these politicians, as you know, are puppets anyway. So my predictions are, I don't want to be right, but my predictions are that the new variant will be to cover the V or product damage that's been done to certain people, which I'm also not happy about, can I just say, because I spent 2.5 years of my life trying to warn people not to take it because it hadn't been tested properly. But everybody just laughed at me and called me a tinfoil hat. But I still don't feel like, oh, I'm so pleased, And I saw the amount people were being forced to have them, with loved ones in care homes and people that have got family abroad that were very sick at the time. Friends of mine that really didn't want to do it but didn't have enough choice, people to keep their jobs. All sorts of things have gone on in this country in the name of the product or the juice or whatever you want to call it. So they've got to cover up what's going on because it's coming out now, isn't it, about, the amount of people that I'm hearing at the moment that some have died, which I'm really sad about. Of course I am. And some have got injuries that have rendered them disabled so that they can no longer go to work or have a full life, which they're entitled to. We had an Oxford University student who died from having the jab, and it was proven recently, AstraZeneca, blood clots. And that, you know about Lisa Shaw, and we spoke about all the others. But they're trying to hide the information. They're trying to hide it all from us. And they're starting their narrative off again about all the, variants and whatever. To be quite honest with you, I'm hoping that the British people won't go for it, but I'm also worried about civil unrest because I think people won't go for it, and that's what they want, because then they can bring in martial law. It's something that they'd love to do. I mean, if you've ever watched V for Vendetta, that's a film about when things are like martial law and you can't go out, and, if you see what happens, I mean, it's well worth a watch. I mean, a lot of these old films from, the 2000s and 90s are almost like documentaries these days. Children of Men, V for Vendetta, The Island. I'm trying to think of some more. Obviously, The Matrix, everyone knows that one. Yeah, they are. And, I'm worried as well about a war. And I'm worried about, if we have a war, that our young men in this country are going to be dragged in to fight for Ukraine. And I think this has been the plan all along, because I think in Ukraine there's been things going on in there that they don't want us to know about. And they're worried that Putin's going to uncover it all. I'm just going to say children. And I'm going to say maybe there's looser laws there so they can, do experiments and all sorts. Remember that Hitler was there. He had his bunkers and stuff. He had a lot of stuff there. A lot of Jews were killed there. And also the far right, as I call it, in Poland and Ukraine, the Hitler Youth is quite getting strong. So I also worry about, us being a country with melanated people. I don't know if I'm saying it right now, because everything I seem to say, is wrong. But melanated people, we've got a lot of melanated people here, and I don't want any problems for them. And I also don't want to see melanated and unmelanated young men and women going to fight a fake war, being drafted up like they were in the 1940s. Now, you might think, oh, no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I don't know so much. And it's something you need to be thinking about. So while you're all joyous about Boris leaving, and I understand, I've got friends that had some dreadful things happen to people when Boris was in power. Remember this, what we're getting is no better, probably worse. And my advice is to turn the TV off, because they're all puppets and it's all a clown show, and go and do something useful, like plant some seeds in your garden so that you've got your own food. Although it's hard to get. You can get heirloom seeds. That's the name of them. Heirloom seeds. They're the only seeds you can get now that can grow again the next year. So you might want to look at that. Because these seeds that you buy now, they're not perennials. They're 1 year and that's it. You get 1 year and they're gone. What else did I want to say about the Georgia Guidestones? Now, there's two sort of thoughts on this. Some people are like, oh, yeah, it's an act of God, and let's hope it is. I want to believe the positive one. It's an act of God, because these people have, been basically, what have they been doing? They've kind of ruined the normal people's lives. I mean, if you ever have a chance, have a look at the straw man and you'll see none of us should be living the way we've been living. So there's that. Or there's the other school of thought, which is, I'm afraid, where I'm going, which is that they've tried to hide the evidence of the Agenda 30 and everything that they want to bring in, they're keeping the population to, was it 5 million or 5 billion or something? Yeah. I've known about it for about, God, it must be nearly 20 years, about the Georgia Guidestones now. So that's another thing. Are they hiding the evidence? Was it HAARP? If you don't know what HAARP is, it's a program they've had since the Second World War where they can actually change the weather. Now, you might think, oh, she's so out there. She's so out there. Really? Really? The amount of people that I know that are young are dying before their time, or having really bad illnesses before their time after taking a certain what, and now they're about to roll out another one. Now, my argument is they can't get rid of everybody all at once, can they? Because that would be too obvious. It'll be a slow. It's like Russian roulette, each one you have. I'm hoping that there's Brother Wayne was on earlier saying that he hopes the small businesses stay open. I agree. I hope the small businesses stay open. Because we've got a rough time coming with the food shortages, and you've only got to look at what's going on. They're telling these farmers to retire and to get rid of their farms. And we've got the rise in food prices. You can see it all. There's going to be food shortages. How do you control a population? If they're not eating, they'll do what you want. If they can't eat and they can't, and all these electric hikes and all this stuff. Well, we've seen the Queen have a massive ceremony, for her Jubilee with the gold coach and all the rest of it. Well, we've got, all this, people can't hardly afford to live. Just a few thoughts from me. But I would say, I met a lovely person from Afghanistan today, my little travels, and they gave me a wonderful tip. They were completely awake, and they said, please take black pepper, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of turmeric, and then sort of two, however sweet you like it, in your coffee, some honey, and then do your coffee as you normally do it. And that will give you energy, power, and it will also strengthen your immune system. And, it's not just about COVID, it's about just keeping ourselves really healthy. And I think that's so important. That's where my head's going. At the moment, my head is going spiritual practices, keeping my vibe high, keeping away from negative, trying not to get angry, because sometimes I do with it all, especially the mask coming back, because that's one of my pet hates. Especially when it's been proven time and time again that they do nothing or don't save anyone. and the COVID tests when people are paying for them. God, the government must be laughing their heads off at those ones that are paying for the miracle test that can tell you whether it's Delta or Omicron, and I think even monkeypox. There's a man on ITV, and I couldn't help laughing. It was like a comedy show. He had monkeypox, but he didn't have any rash, so people weren't taking it seriously. I'm like, clown world, clown world. I found myself saying clown world pretty much every day because nothing's making sense. Now, getting on to CERN, which is one of my favourite subjects. I've been watching CERN for a long time, and CERN, for me, is written about stuff like CERN in the Bible and Revelations. It's about, you know, because they come back to Earth, don't they? Oh, God. The people from the bottomless pit. When you're going down, you're only going down to one person. Not person, but entity. You're going down to demonic when you're going down. When you're going up, you're going to God, aren't you? Light, dark, you know? Yin, yang, whatever you believe. But, you know, they're messing with stuff that they don't know what they're messing about with. And I personally feel, and you can think I'm as mad as a box of hairs, I really don't care. But I actually think that when COVID came out, I believe they did something to CERN then. Some kind of portal was open or something, and there was a shift, some kind of energy, time shift. Because I cannot believe the people that I know and have known all my life could be so hoodwinked by something so stupid. Because I'm not being funny, but I'm not the brightest tool in the box. You know, I'm at probably average intelligence, right? And I worked out on day one. So I'm just I do have a lot of intuition, though. I do have a lot of intuition. I do know things that I don't know how I know. So, yeah, that's a background thing because my family are fortune tellers. So I have that in me anyway. But I'm just saying that I'm not jumping for joy that Boris is gone, or Doris, or whatever you want to call him, because I know what's coming's worse. Because, you know, if it's a Tory government person, I mean, your best bet is Desmond Swayne, without a doubt. He's the one with common sense. God help us if we get Priti Patel, because she's a right dumb ass, and the things that she's done to people are really awful. You know, especially with the Windrush, unforgivable. So yeah, so that's where I'm at with it. Worried about Ukraine and them drafting our kids. You know, because it'll be boys and girls now, won't it? Because, well, sometimes you know what I mean. Anyway, so that's where I'm at with things. I've got a new phone. I can't seem to do a live on my Facebook, so I've had to do this by video. So I'm not sure if it's even going to load, but I'm going to try. All right, guys, over and out. God bless. Keep vibing high. Keep your vibrations high. Make sure you're eating properly. Make sure you've got extra food. Make sure, and water, of course, and make sure that you're exercising and keeping yourselves healthy. And, you know, look at higher things. Stop, you know, look at things that are higher, you know, spirituality things, whichever is your spirituality. You know what I mean? Look at those things, because these are the sort of things that are going to help you through these dark times, okay? That's just my advice. You don't have to listen, you know, but I certainly ain't tuning into that clown show, because they're just puppets. And I know that. I know what's coming. It's called Agenda 30 or the New World Order or the Great Reset. I know what's coming. I ain't no fool. Anyway, love to you all. Love you all. And keep praying that there'll be no more deaths, vaccinated or unvaccinated, because we don't want our loved ones dying, whether they've had the vaccine or not. I'm not getting into that. We're way past that. I just don't want anyone to die. And I do believe in the power of prayer. So please, let's pray for everyone in the world. Anyway, love to you all. Bye.